appreciate it. Thank you for allowing me to speak here. So, Manuel, thank you for inviting me as well. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much. In the beginning, there was darkness everywhere. And then God spoke 4 words. What did he say? Let there be light. And there was light. Today I'm going to give you 4 new words, or 4 more words. Very simple. The basis of my whole presentation, or what I want to say to you is, God needs one day.
Oh, yes. Oh.
That's it. The stories just go on in the Bible. We've got stories and prophecy, the prophets, right? Everything that was spoken, you can't stop it. So evil's trying to stop what was prophesied, but you can't because it's the Word of God. So you can't stop what is coming. 4 stories, very quickly, the whole, there's, if you go study Daniel, so I analyzed time. And so there was in the days, there was Ishtar, the 12 tribes of Israel. One was the tribe of Ishtar. What do? They study the times and the seasons. And so within the Bible, there's numerous stories. We've got stories of Nebuchadnezzar, who's literally going to kill all the prophets, all of them, for not being able to interpret a dream. And then what happened? Daniel prayed. God revealed the dream. He gave it to Daniel, who gave it to Nebuchadnezzar. Rather than Daniel dying that morning, he became second in command of Babylon, right under the king. That's an example of one day. Better yet, the prophecy was one of the greatest prophecies ever told. It described the kingdoms for the next 2,500 years. All of them have come to pass. The last part of the prophecy we get to witness. It's the hand of God carves out a stone, not by any human hand, and destroys Babylon. We are going to witness this. Yes. How incredible is it? You got Nebuchadnezzar, the same king, is going to throw Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the fire. Rather than them dying in the fire, Jesus shows up. How do you love that? But he didn't show up until they were in the fire. He didn't show up before. No, he was in the fire with them. He shows up at the very end. Why? Because he wants the glory. You have to understand how God operates. And what happened? Rather than them dying, they don't die. God, this is the best part. Therefore, he decrees any nation, language. This is the king speaking. That speaks anything against the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego shall be torn limb from limb, their houses laid to ruin, for no other God can save in this way. Come on. Okay? That was not even 24 hours. That was like a few hours that happened. Okay, now we're getting into, we are nothing but replaying. I study cycles of time, so we're replaying cycles of time. What are we seeing? We got the story of Belshazzar, right? What did he do? He's drinking out of the vessels. He drinks out of the vessels because he's partying, and he's basically making a mockery of God. So God writes on the wall, Mene, Mene, Tekel, Pharshazim. We're about to witness that. We're about to see that. What did it mean? It means, God, many, your days have been numbered. Tekel, you have been weighed in the balances and found wanting. Upsharsi means your kingdom has been divided and will be given to the Medes and the Persians. Trump is coming back. God needs one day. Darius throws Daniel in the lion's den because he was tricked. And instead of Daniel dying, what happened? An angel shows up, probably Jesus,
standing between him and the lions. He stood there all night. Nothing happened to him. Darius, who loved Daniel, shows up in the morning. Next thing you know, the ones that tricked Daniel, them and their families all got thrown in the lion's den. They get destroyed, and Daniel becomes put second in command with Darius. 24 hours. Cyrus shows up. This is where it gets good. He fulfills the prophecy of Jeremiah, who stated that Israel will be bound for 70 years, and then Cyrus will show up and release Israel. And that was to be a 70-year prophecy, and it was 70 years to the mark when King Cyrus stated, says Cyrus, king of Persia, the Lord, the God of heaven, has given me all the kingdoms of the earth, and he has charged me to build him a house in Jerusalem. 2 Chronicles. This is where Trump shows up, because there's Cyrus. This is Isaiah 45, President 45. I will read this twice. Once with Cyrus. I will raise Cyrus in my righteousness. I will make all his way straight. He will rebuild my cities and set my exiles free, and not for a price or reward. I will now repeat. I will raise up Trump in my righteousness. I will make all his way straight. Notice nothing sticks to him. He just goes straight. Just like it stated in Isaiah 45, and he will rebuild my cities which they've destroyed and set my children free. Trump is the trumpet. How does he do it? How is God going to do all this? Very simple. How did they do it in the first place? 50 years ago, they took money. They took the US dollar, and Nixon detached the connection between gold and the dollar. Right now, it is a fiat currency backed by nothing but faith and confidence. There's no faith and there's no confidence left, and we're about to find out, okay? But they've been able to create their own money. They're creating trillions of it, and trillions of it, and trillions of it, and all they do is creating money. And what do they do with it? They bought the churches. You don't listen, we take away your 501c3. They bought the politicians. They've bought Hollywood. They've bought media. These are the 7 hills that Lance Wallnau talks about. And it's not the hill, it's the top of the hill. The people are great. It's the top of the hill. But the gates of hell shall not prevail. Those tops of the hills are the control centers of how they're doing it all. And the control centers are all connected with the dollar. They're controlling, they're buying and paying off everybody to keep everybody's mouth shut. My wife and I, my beautiful wife and I, my gold and my silver, we went to the Clay Clark Reawaken America tour, and everybody we spoke to there, they're all highly connected. Every one of them, they talked to the people that were involved, and every one of their answers were, they paid me to do it. Every one of them. And it wasn't a lot, but they betrayed the country for $10,000, $20,000. Treason. This is what they did. So how is God going to do it? The tables are tipped. Mene, mene, tekel. The tables are tipped. The brothers of Goliath stand in glee. And we are about to see the hand of God raise his hand. His money, gold and silver, are going to tip the scales of justice, righteous justice. They will be tipped. Everything you know to be true, the financial system's about to flip on its head. It's all about to flip on its head, just like Jesus walking into the temple and flipping the tables. 2022 is going to be Mark my words, the great. Let me describe the great to you. It's the great exposure. Repeat after me, the great exposure. The great removal. The great fall. The great overturning. The great judgment. The great death. Julie Green, the great exodus. And the great birth. Donna, you were on Elijah's stream. You said a birth is coming. What was the birth? It's the birth of the new era. I'm filling in the pieces. The new era is about to be birthed. Now let me describe, all you women out there, how long is childbirth? 9 months. When did God's year begin? Rosh Hashanah, September 6th. Everybody count with me. September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. The new era will be birthed. April is, if we do the math, I do math pretty well. Passover ends April 24th. If you read Exodus, it took 20 days. So first off, when Passover ends, what happened? Pharaoh gave up and he released Israel, and they went to the Red Sea. What did they leave with? The gold and the silver.
Good morning. Thank you for inviting us, and we're so humbled to be here with all of you. And I just want to bless you all. You are so beautiful, and I feel so loved. And my husband and I have been such a blessing. So God wants us to bless Donna and her husband. So if you can come up here, we want to bless you.
He's in the back.
That's okay. Let's get, you're good. They're good. That's okay. Just, yeah.
So
There you go.
we got something for you.
So we're giving Donna 10 ounces of silver, which is worth about $250 today. But I want to explain what this is, because this is so important for all of you to understand. 10 ounces of silver today is worth about $250, about $25 an ounce. Silver is the most suppressed metal on the planet, okay? It comes out of the ground roughly 10 to 1 gold to silver. Right now it's over 70 to 1. So the paper contracts have manipulated the price of silver 7 times more than gold. Okay? So when God's kingdom is birthed, remember, we are Deuteronomy 28. Well, Haggai 2:8, it says the gold and the silver are mine. Please do not confuse that with the one phrase in the Bible that states, Ecclesiastes, that states, they will throw their gold and silver in the streets. That's they is them. Not my children who are called by my name. So use the verse correctly. Come on. So you have to understand, so this silver multiplied, if you read Matthew 13, it states, blessings, we're blessing, we're sowing seed, are 30, 60, or 100-fold. This will be worth roughly $25,000 within the next 1 to 3 years, because we are stepping into a kingdom economy, okay? By this summer, probably $6,000, $7,000, because all hell is about to break loose. Because you have to understand, a sword has 2 sides, has 2 edges, or a coin has 2 sides to the coin. The glory that's coming is going to unleash hell on them. So this is how it's about to play out. Okay, so we talked about childbirth, we talked about Exodus, so it's really important. It took 20 days for them to get to the Red Sea. They left with the gold and silver. 20 days takes us to the 14th of May. Every woman knows that there's a day of delivery for a child. But when delivery comes, no one knows the day or the hour. Are you with me? I'm telling you it's May. But I don't know the day, neither the hour. So celebrate. Blessings are coming. Prepare. Okay? Bonds will break. When silver explodes, the bond market will eventually break this year, which means mortgages with short period of time are going to blow up. The credit card market, the financial system blows up. So chains will be taken off, which is fantastic for all of us. But that's just release from bondage. If you want blessings, you need to prepare. So prepare. Haggai 2:8, the gold and the silver is mine. Prepare, and then you will be blessed. So thank you all for allowing us to speak here. God bless everybody.
Keep the faith. Keep the faith. Keep the faith.
Thank you, Donna. Thank you.
Sweetheart, that was awesome.
Thank you. God bless you.